Good, happy Tuesday evening. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Tuesday evening edition right here on the Riley King Newscast. We have a lot of news to get to this Tuesday evening, so let's begin. First up, we're going to begin with the weather. It's been a windy day today. Very windy and blustery and lots of power outages as well. Your weather right now is sunny / wind 22 degrees and sunset is at 5:35 p.m. With more on your weather forecast, let's go to meteorologist Kevin Scrippa with a full weather forecast. Bitterly cold wind on a sunny day. Let's take a listen.
I think what sets us apart is the fact that our technicians live and breathe only chimneys. It's not a part of our...
Very strong winds as we had started the day and through the overnight hours, at times over 40 to 45 miles an hour. That wind will slowly come down through the remainder of the afternoon. A lot of sunshine allowing temperatures to jump into the 20s in southern areas, but with the wind, feels more like lower single digits, while in the North Country, teens translate into single digits below zero for those wind chills, along with occasional snow showers as we go through the afternoon. Partly cloudy skies tonight. Temperatures won't fall all that much, all things considered. We'll be in the upper single digits up north, while we'll be in the upper teens to lower 20s in southern New Hampshire. A breeze at 5 to 15 miles an hour. Moderation trend for tomorrow. Temperatures in the 30s to a few lower 40s. Partly sunny skies. A couple of snow showers possible up north. A little bit cooler air gets reinforced for Thursday and Friday. That air will come with a pretty good breeze around on Thursday. Temperatures both days will be in the 20s to lower half of the 30s, which is about 10-15 degrees below the average for this time of year. But then we get our way into the weekend and more partial sunshine. Storm track remains to our south, so pretty quiet pattern going forward here once we get through these very cold winds out there today. Wind chill readings running regularly in the single and double digits below zero before some improvement going forward starting tomorrow. You can see as we pan out, the coldest of the air basically overhead, but that will be rotating northward now, at least for the time being, and leaving us to at least some moderate temperatures for the day tomorrow. Sub-zero wind chills trying to climb above zero in southern areas this afternoon, but that wind adding the extra bite to the air with still some gusts over 30 to 35 miles an hour this afternoon. There's a look at some much-needed milder temperatures. As a matter of fact, those numbers tomorrow within a few degrees of normal for this time of year, but we slide back from there for Thursday, Friday, and the weekend.
Okay, and there you go on that weather forecast from meteorologist Kevin Scrippa. And we can tell you, there are currently 16,000 power outages reported statewide, down from 28,950 as of the morning. So we can tell you that things are slowly improving. And now let's take a look at your evening traffic and see how your evening traffic is looking like this evening. And here's a look at your evening traffic this evening for all of you. As you can see, in Henniker, it is smooth sailing. Hopkinton, smooth sailing. Bow, Pembroke, and Concord, all smooth sailing. Boscawen, Canterbury, smooth sailing. Chichester, smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic. Epsom, smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic. And Northwood, smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic. And Lee, smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic. And delays of 2 minutes, and delays increasing on US 3 northbound between Concord Street and US 202 Main Street. Average speed is 15 miles per hour. And in Durham, smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic. Rochester, smooth sailing. Somersworth, smooth sailing. Dover, smooth sailing. And Newington, smooth sailing. And Portsmouth, smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic. Portsmouth into Maine, smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic. And roadblock due to fallen power cables on US 1 Middle Street, both ways near Highland Street. Rye, some medium-paced traffic and slow going with smooth sailing. Northampton, some smooth sailing with some medium and slow-paced traffic. Hampton's smooth sailing. And Seabrook, some medium-paced traffic with slow traffic as well. And to the border, Massachusetts. On a 101, all smooth sailing on 101. And the Manchester and Hooksey area, smooth sailing. Bedford, smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic. Amherst, smooth sailing. And Milford, smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic. Manchester, Merrimack, Nashua, and to the border, Massachusetts, all smooth sailing. Manchester, Derry, Londonderry, Windham, Salem, and to the border, Massachusetts, smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic. And delays of 4 minutes, and delays easing on US 3 M Street northbound between New Hampshire 3A Baker Street and Bulljet Street Avenue. Average speed is 15 miles per hour. And delays of 4 minutes on Route 28 northbound between New Hampshire 28 Willow Street and Willow Street. Average speed is 15 miles per hour. Delays of 3 minutes, and delays easing on Route 28 southbound between Queen City Ave and New Hampshire 28. Average speed is 15 miles per hour. And that is a look at some traffic information. And now let's take a look at your evening traffic cam. And here's a look at the evening traffic cam. Live traffic circle / rotary roundabout in Derry, New Hampshire. As you can see, quite a few cars in the traffic circle right now this evening. And moving smoothly there, as you can all see. So great ride there. And that is a look at your evening traffic this evening. And now let's get to your news. First up, strong winds knock out power for thousands in New Hampshire. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Ray Brewer.
Homeowners, this incredible tip is just for you. If you owe less than $331,760 on your home and you haven't missed a single mortgage.
This massive pine crushed a townhouse in Derry, sending one person to the hospital. Testimony to the strong winds that battered New Hampshire. The winds also knocked out power to thousands. Throughout the night, utility crews working to restore power, battling not just high winds.
We've seen wind gusts up to 55 miles an hour, and that combined with the bitter cold makes for really tough restoration conditions.
The winds making it tough for crews to extend their bucket trucks safely. At the height of the storm, Unitil alone had nearly 6,000 customers without power. And while the bulk of them have had their power restored, the utility says this remains a very fluid situation.
We expect that people may lose power, get that power back, may lose it again, but as far as we're concerned, this storm is not over.
Downlines are being reported throughout the state. This situation in Amherst could take a day to resolve. Still, Eversource says crews have managed to restore power to more than 75,000 customers. 50,000 of those in less than 5 minutes by using something called Smart Switch technology.
Smart switches allow our operators in the control center to isolate a power outage, identify the trouble spot, and reroute power from a different source while crews work to repair that spot.
Eversource says, though, this remains a frustrating storm.
As we make this great progress restoring some customers, we continue to take on additional outages as these strong winds continue to persist across the state. And we expect that could continue through the afternoon.
One other note on Amherst, I just spoke with the school superintendent. He's hoping they get the power back on soon. Otherwise, he's concerned they might be dealing with burst pipes in the school buildings. He's probably not alone in that concern. Reporting live in Manchester, Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. state to open mass COVID-19 vaccination site at New Hampshire Motor Speedway this weekend. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Homeowners, this incredible tip is just for you. If you owe less than $331,000.
Aaron, state officials say that they hope to distribute 10,000 COVID-19 vaccinations during a 3-day period. The site at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway in Loudon will operate Saturday through Monday. It will be open all 3 days from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. The shots will be given out by appointment only. State officials say they will be contacting people with first dose appointments in April and offering them a chance to move up to this coming weekend. They want to stress that this is not a walk-in clinic. Governor Sununu said in a press release that they've always said that they would distribute more vaccine as it becomes available, and thanks state and local officials for making this happen. Reporting live, Mandy Hirschberger, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Sununu to nominate his legal counsel, John Formula, to succeed McDonald as New Hampshire Attorney General. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Homeowners, this incredible tip is just for you. If you owe less than $331,000.
Well, now to breaking news that is first on News 9. Governor Sununu is announcing his nominee for Attorney General. It's his current legal counsel, John Formella. Formella has spent the last 4 years in the Sununu administration. Prior to that, he practiced business, environmental, and land use law on the seacoast. The move from legal counsel to AG is a common one, historically, with former Attorney Generals Michael Delaney, Kelly Ayotte, and Steve Merrill having made that same jump. Sununu will make the nomination official at tomorrow's Executive Council meeting.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Dr. Chan answer COVID-19 questions about vaccine effectiveness and side effects. Let's take a listen to that video.
Joined by state epidemiologist Dr. Benjamin Chan to answer your questions as we recognize the 1-year anniversary of the first case of COVID-19 being found in New Hampshire. Dr. Chan, thanks for joining us. First off, what are your thoughts as we mark a year since the state's first case?
Yeah, so it's been a long road. You know, today is 1 year from when we identified the first person with COVID-19 in New Hampshire. And this has been really a process that we've all been sort of walking through and learning about this new virus, learning how to control spread of COVID-19, and largely being effective, thanks in large part to the partners in our community that we've been working with, the businesses, individuals at trying to control this pandemic. You know, we now have had over 75,000 people in the state diagnosed with COVID-19 over the last year. There have been over 1,100 people that have died from COVID-19 and countless others that have been impacted. We are, in the process of coming down from the second surge in the pandemic. And while some of the trends are promising, the overall numbers and levels of community transmission still remain very high around the state. And so we need people to continue to practice the face mask use and the social distancing and avoiding the social and group gatherings whenever possible. And absolutely, when vaccine is offered, please take the vaccine. The vaccine is going to be how we bring this pandemic under control and are able to relax and loosen restrictions further in the future.
All right, Dr. Chan, we want to get to some viewer questions. Matt asked, what are the possible side effects of receiving a vaccine, and are they more varied or severe depending on which one you receive?
Yeah, it's a great question, and people can have both localized reactions at the site of a vaccination, like redness, swelling, pain, as you would normally expect with any vaccine. And there are also some systemic symptoms that people may have after receiving a COVID-19 vaccine, which can include flu-like symptoms, body aches, chills. Some people may even have fevers. These are normal and vaccines. And these are side effects that have been seen actually with all three vaccines, right? The Pfizer vaccine, the Moderna vaccine, and now the new Janssen vaccine that's rolling out. They all have very similar side effects that people can and should expect. It's not a cause for concern. Most of the time, these side effects begin 1 to 2 days after somebody receives the vaccine and then resolve on their own within another, couple of days after the symptoms start. People can take over-the-counter medications like Tylenol or ibuprofen to help assist with management of symptoms. But people should expect some type of symptoms and side effects after the vaccine. Like I mentioned, that these are normal, these are expected.
We are back now with state epidemiologist Dr. Benjamin Chan. We have a question from Facebook. This person asked, once I've had the vaccine, am I immune to getting COVID-19? Can I still give it to anyone? A lot of people ask that question.
Yeah, that's a common question. It's a good question. So once somebody is fully vaccinated, they have a high level of protection or immunity against themselves getting infected, and certainly a very high level of protection against developing severe disease, maybe needing hospitalization, or even dying from COVID-19. But no vaccine is 100%, and so it still is possible that even somebody who is fully vaccinated could potentially pick up infection again, maybe even an asymptomatic infection, and spread it to others. We don't have great data on how likely this is, but it's for that reason, given where we are in the pandemic, that we continue to stress the importance of these mitigation measures like mask use and social distancing, even for people that are fully vaccinated. And again, as we get more and more people vaccinated in our communities, we can begin to relax some of these restrictions further. But we need everybody, including people that are fully vaccinated, to continue to practice the mitigation measures to help control the spread of this virus.
All right, this question from Rosemary. If I have recently tested positive for COVID-19 and have recovered, how long should I wait until I can get vaccinated? I have an appointment at the end of the month.
Yeah, and that sounds entirely appropriate. The only reason that somebody who has been diagnosed with COVID-19 should not go in for vaccination is if they are actively infected or actively infected and able to spread to someone else. But if once someone has fully recovered, they can get the vaccine at any time after that.
We're back with state epidemiologist Dr. Benjamin Chan, and this question comes from Lucy. How long is the vaccine good for?
So we don't...
Okay, and there you go on those questions from Dr. Benjamin Chan. COVID-19 vaccination site at SNHU closed after winds caused damage to equipment. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
What is there not to love about Franklin Pierce? The Pierce Promise New Hampshire Scholarship Program is new at Franklin Pierce for high school seniors enrolling in the fall of 21. And
we're learning this morning that the state has closed the vaccination site at Southern New Hampshire University due to high winds that caused some damage to equipment. The state is now moving appointments that were scheduled for today to the Steeplegate Mall in Concord. Anyone impacted will be notified. If you cannot make it to Concord today, you will have the option to reschedule for another day this week.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Good information there. So if you could not make it today, you will be having the opportunity to make it this week. Concord looks to fully reopen schools by fall or perhaps sooner. Concord School Superintendent Kathleen Murphy said Concord schools will be open full-time in fall of 2021 and maybe even as early as this spring if COVID-19 numbers and health recommendations allow it. Biden says there will be enough vaccine for American adults by the end of May. President Joe Biden announced a major partisanship Tuesday afternoon between pharmaceutical giants Merck and Co. and Johnson & Johnson to help produce J&J's newly authorized vaccine, and changed the vaccine timeline, saying there would be enough for every American adult by the end of May. And that does it for this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another newscast. I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Good night and goodbye, everyone.